RuneScape is a very popular MMO that has been around for over 20 years, and still to this day, many players are still hopping on and creating new accounts to enter the world of Gielinor. Although there are a ton of benefits on playing as a member or becoming a member via subscriptions and bonds, not many players have the luxury of paying for these subscriptions, which gave me an idea. I went onto YouTube and found many series and guides on the tedious journey from going from F2P to member, and so I reached out to a friend of mine that I was stationed with in Okinawa and asked if he wanted to accompany me on this journey. Needless to say, he was up for it. Now, our goals for this series is quite simple and may seem very familiar to some, because it is. I got the inspiration from watching Hardcore Iron Man series by Ascending. Shout out to him for giving me this idea. Our goals are as follows: completing all F2P quests, all levels to 70 or 75, complete all boss drops tables, as well as complete other monster drop tables. And for our side goals, we are going to be getting all beginner clue uniques, acquire all best in slot gear, as well as play this game as a hardcore Iron Man, meaning no deaths. Now, we're also going to be following the same rule that he did, where if he died early on in the series, we restarted. However, if we're too far in and we die, we're going to continue as a regular Iron Man in the Walk of Shame. Like many new players, our journey begins with Tutorial Island, which I didn't record because my ADHD got the better of me and completely forgot to hit record on OBS, so I wasn't able to capture my character creation as well as going through Tutorial Island and creating my hardcore Iron Man. However, after skipping Tutorial Island, I finally created iAmMexicqn, which is the name of my chosen hardcore Iron Man character. So you will be accompanying iAmMexicqn throughout his very tedious and very challenging journey on going from a free-to-play character to a member character. So after I skipped Tutorial Island, I then got teleported to Lumbridge, where I met up with my friend Merv, aka Nice Star, and together we spend so long figuring out what to do. I'll admit, this was poorly planned, but it works out. I suggested to let's knock out all the very annoying skills such as fishing and woodcutting. However, before we begin, I like to have the starting materials for our future combat stats. So we traveled to Varrock and purchased our regular staff for magic. We already had runes for magic, as well as bow for range and sword and shield for melee. Afterwards, we then proceeded to wipe out every single tree we saw in the immediate area. Deforestation never looks so good. Just kidding, don't listen to me, I don't know what I'm saying. After what felt like forever, filling up our invent and dropping the logs into the bank, we finally reached level 15 woodcutting. After achieving this, I then decided to pull a noob stunt. I went to the wrong fishing spot in Lumbridge. Well, technically it wasn't my fault. Merv is very terrible at giving directions, and I am very terrible at following directions. Now at the correct fishing spot, I only grinded fishing up until level 5 so that we had more food in our bank and somewhat better food. Once getting level 5 fishing, we then returned to Lumbridge Castle, where we then began to cook the shrimp and yeah, I don't know what this is about. I think RuneScape might have been glitching back there. Now on to what would take a good portion of our time: combat. So we began with leveling up strength to level 5 so that we could be able to hit monsters harder than we normally could. Afterwards, we then proceeded to level up attack and defense to level 5, and then do the same thing again, only this time to level 10 combat. Along the way, we also leveled up our hit points to level 12 and prayer to level 4. Through all the mobs that we were attacking, and not to mention that at the beginning of this journey, Merv said that a random NPC talked to him and straight up gave him 640 GP, which put him ahead of me with GP, and honestly, that made me mad. That is until the NPC appeared for me as well and gave me 640 GP, so I'm a happy camper. Once I was happy with my combat stats, I decided to take a break and show Merv the resource pack plugin on RuneLite. In case you didn't know, RuneLite is essentially RuneScape, but with plugins to make playing the game a little bit easier, plus adding a new aspect to the game. And the resource pack plugin pretty much allows you to change the entire GUI layout or even the textures of the interface. And once Merv found out about that, he then searched for the color purple because that is his favorite color, and he immediately changed it. After a short break, we then returned to the grind, and this time I wanted to level up my magic and range a bit. I went back to the bank to grab my bow and arrows and along with the staff for this training portion. However, my noob self only grabbed air runes and completely forgot about chaos runes to perform airstrikes, which almost got me killed. Not really, but it gave me a scare. Speaking of scares, at one point when training my range skill, I didn't notice that I was low on arrows and I had to end up picking up each individual arrows in the middle of me fighting goblins. Not gonna lie, I kind of felt like John Wick clutching every single hit with the arrow, and lo and behold, I was left with 2 arrows, which honestly, had I not been doing this, would have cost me my life as well as the title as a hardcore Iron Man. But my fast clicks were no match for the goblins, and because of that, I was able to survive to tell the tale. As this part of the journey comes to an end, I thought it would be easy to go over to Varrock and sell the excess hammers that I had in the bank. On my way to Varrock, I realized that I haven't eaten in real life and my stomach was starting to growl, and I was trying to hurry as fast as I could to Varrock so I could go into a trade shop and trade in my hammers for some GP, only to realize that it was overly stocked, in which I began my annoying clicks to hop worlds. After a little bit of world hopping, my stomach was just not having it and started to growl even louder, so I decided to say screw it. I just gave the shop trader all the hammers that I had for no GP in return, which it's not bad, but at the same time, I could have waited, but I was extremely hungry and I just wanted to go eat. Not a bad start to the Hardcore Iron Man series, and being rusty from RuneScape, I had a ton of fun making this video. And no, the following videos are not going to be voiceovers. I only am doing it for this episode only due to Merv showing his fiance how to play RuneScape while we were playing, and so every once in a while he will then move away from the mic to explain to her the concept of the game, how to play, what to go for, and so on and so forth. And I didn't want to interrupt, so yeah, we're doing a voiceover for this episode. Anyway, if you made it this far, feel free to drop a like and hit that subscribe button for more RuneScape content, and click on the bell notification to be alerted every time I upload. If you want to join my Discord server, I am trying to grow a new community of MMO players so that in the near future we can go PVMing together, bossing, raiding, or just answer each other's questions and help others out in variety of games that I am hoping to play in the near future. If you're interested in joining my Discord, the link will be in the description below, as well as my other social media links. If you want to go follow me over there, I'm going to be trying to post a little bit more on my social media platforms, even though I've been very inactive on every single one of them. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.